Hi, I'm Grace, and I pushed a whole baby out my Kajingo. Hey, I'm a ghost.
Okay, get out of here. Also, feel free to close the door.
Boo! I'm a ghost. I could go on. I don't know, it's the thing.
He's a ghost.
Shit, I'm a
Get
ghost.
out! Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is for you. Hi. I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the newborn necessities that I think might be helpful for you because they were helpful for me. The cheapest thing that you can do is raid your closet, raid your partner's closet, and find a very large shirt. My husband had plenty of shirts that he didn't want and plenty of tank tops that I could just borrow that had large armholes. And essentially what you do is you just pull it open to feed. And this was the best thing because you don't have to buy or spend any money on nursing shirts that you won't be wearing in the future when you are done nursing. Okay, so another really helpful thing for me during the newborn stage was the Huckleberry app. It's free. There is a premium version, but I never needed to use it. So the Huckleberry app tracks a bunch of stuff, basically everything that you would possibly need for your baby's development. Initially, what I had done was use my notes app on my phone to write down every time that I started, every time that I ended, and then which side I had last fed on. And it just got so long and confusing, and there was no way to tell how long she fed for and how often she fed. There's a timer that you press to start whichever side you are feeding, and then once you switch, you click the other side, and then it keeps track of which side you ended your feeding on. And so the next time your baby nurses, you'll be able to easily remember which side to start on and which side to end on. So there are also ways to mark what was in the diaper. So if there was a little bit of pee, a lot of pee, some poo, what color. I'm such a visual person, and this app just shows you everything. It summarizes everything, so it's really cool to see how that progresses. A very important newborn necessity is entertainment. Anytime that she would feed and then I would go back to sleep and then she woke up again, I was excited to wake up because there was a new episode or there was something else that I could look forward to. If you're one of those rare people who don't fall asleep while reading, power to you. Freaking do it. Read a book or listen to a podcast. Any entertainment that is stationary is great for you. Gas relief medication, and I did want to do everything natural for Harper, but the Mylicon was amazing. There are times when I was eating food and I would eat gassy food like maybe cauliflower, and then that would pass through to her through boob juice, as our household likes to call it. Anyway, so then she would get gassy, but her digestive system wasn't mature enough to process that easily, and so the gas was just super painful for her, very hard for her to get out. And so the Mylicon was just an amazing helper, especially when she needed to sleep but she couldn't. There are probably natural medication for that out there. I just haven't had the chance to try it because now she's just a master farter. If you need something and it's on the floor, but you're holding a baby, then you just kind of figure out how to pick it up with your toes. But there are times when I was nursing and I realized oh crap, her nail clippers are on the floor, or my phone just fell, but it's just out of my reach. And so I'd always have to be hey Ethan, I'm so sorry, can you come get this for me? Oh, and while you're grabbing that, can you also grab that? And then also, can you grab that other thing? And so he's such a good sport. He was able to help a ton, but I think it would have just been so much easier to have something that could extend my arm essentially and grab things with ease. Okay, another one that I found amazing was an exercise ball. A lot of times we found ourselves kind of bobbing up and down, but that would just get really tiring, especially on the days when it took so long for her to fall asleep during the witch hours. The most important thing is get the one that's at the right height for you, because Ethan is very tall and I'm very short. And so we had two different sizes, one for him that was an extra large ball, and then one for me that was a little smaller that I can bounce comfortably and he could bounce comfortably without hurting our back or our knees. Through pregnancy and also post-birth, I took vitamins. I took Ritual. I highly recommend it. In my mind, the way it works is you need the most nutrients to heal properly. At the same time, whatever you intake is producing the food for her, aka the boob juice. Then it's important to get those nutrients for yourself, because in that you will also be giving it to your child. This is where it gets a little more expensive, but this is so worth it. It is the Fravita nightlight. I used to turn on the flashlight on my phone, but then it'd be too bright, even in the lowest setting. So then I have to cover the flashlight, but then slowly shine a little bit, and it was just a complete mess. Do not even try to use your phone flashlight. It's so not convenient. But anyway, this comes in a little box like this. It's beautiful. Just a black box here. And there's little instructions on how to get started. The light comes in here, and then it comes with a little USB-C charger. It's about the size of my palm. When you turn it right side up, the light turns on, and then when you turn it upside down, it turns off. And you can adjust the brightness setting, so if you click the center, it gets a little dimmer, which you probably can't tell in the camera shot. But then once you click it again, it goes to the brightest. Whatever brightness setting you have on it, it just turns on and off at that same setting. It has a warm tone, and so it's not jarring to the eye. The only downside is that you don't know what the battery level is, but honestly, I haven't really had any issues with that. So helpful. We realized, oh crap, like this room is actually really bright. So we pinned up a blanket. Looks pretty not great, but that's what we did. But I highly recommend finding a blackout curtain, because the blanket that we use, you can still get a subtle light shining through. They can get pretty pricey, so maybe if your room has smaller windows, then yay, you don't have to spend as much. But a way to make your room dark is very, very important for your baby. And then for you, because if it's light, then they'll wake up and say, like, daytime, word, I want to play, I want to learn. And you're like, no, 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 it's nighttime, go to sleep. So just be sure to black out the room as dark as possible, and then you're good to go. There were so many times we just walked all around the block, all around the neighborhood, just to get her to fall asleep. And then once she fell asleep, we brought her back in and then transferred her into her bed. This is the Moby, which is essentially a long piece of fabric. There's a learning curve with how to put it on yourself. What's nice about this, it's completely adjustable since it's one long fabric, that you can, as your baby grows, this can also fit accordingly. It did get tough when you needed to kind of go quick, but then this took like a minute or 2 or 3 to kind of figure out and how to like put it on. So this does get a little tricky, but if you can nail it down, it's very helpful. Another thing we had was the Konny wrap, which, shout out, is a Korean brand. This is the packaging that it comes in. You put it on and then you wrap the baby's bum with another piece of fabric so that they stay nice and taut and close to you. They sell these in sizes small through large, I believe. But the summer edition, the fabric is kind of like a basketball short material from like middle school, when you all have the like uniform t-shirt with your name crudely written on it and then the basketball shorts. Anyway, they come in various beautiful colors, and of course I just chose black because black is my favorite color. It's very compact and it's a little less confusing because the shape of it is already decided for you. Like, you don't have to, like the Moby, kind of figure out how to maneuver everything. That's a great one. And then lastly, there's a backpack style carrier. Essentially, it's like wearing your baby like you would a backpack, but on your front instead of your back. Once you get the hang of it, it is the quickest option because the buckles are very quick. She loves wearing the straps or being carried still to this day. And we don't do it very often because she can walk around, but sometimes I feel like, oh, I missed the early stages, let me carry you. Obviously, babies are going to need diapers, and this is the best diaper you will find out there. They're all about sustainability as well, and then thinking of like responsibly sourcing materials and whatnot. But this diaper is so absorbent. It really helped her sleep well. And then their wipes are the best wipes that I have ever tried. And so the combination of everything is spot on. Your baby's bum will be happy. You'll be happy that you have a happy baby. It is worth every penny. Yes. That's it. Actually, that's a lot of things. There are plenty of things that you will need, but I wanted to pick some of the unique ones that I hadn't seen or heard of very often or at all to make your life happy, to make your baby happy. and to just have a little bit smoother of a newborn stage, because it's about to get hard. Anyway, thanks for watching.
사랑아 김치즈.